In this video, we're going to be checking out the Anker MagGo Power Bank 10K. This is their basically top of the line MagSafe compatible portable battery bank that can deliver up to 15 watts over Qi 2 wireless charging and has some other pretty neat features that I can't wait to check out. Hey everybody, it's Chris from Family Geekery, and today we're checking out this Anker power bank, this magnetic MagGo power bank. And previously on the channel, I recently reviewed this EcoFlow, which was really nice, very pretty, nice build design, but it's got some things that I really like about it and some things I don't like about it. Of course, I've also got this Apple one here, which, to be honest, if I just need to grab something and go, and I know I just need a couple percent on my phone to keep it going, this one's really nice because it's nice and thin. But this is like the Mac Daddy of power banks. 10K, that's going to deliver plenty of power. It's using the newest Qi 2, which is compatible with iPhones from 12 up to 15, 10,000 milliamp hours, and it's got this smart display on it, which I really like. So besides that, what else can we say about it? It's got a built-in little kickstand thing here. It says it's slim and powerful. It's definitely powerful as far as being slim. I guess for its capacity, it would be considered slim, but obviously that's going to be subjective to smaller batteries, of course. Like I said, the smart display is what I'm really looking forward to playing with. And as far as the specifications for charging, we got those listed here on the right. And it's got an input of USB-C 5 volts or 9 volts up to 2.22 amps. That's about 20 watts. And then an output of 5 volts or 9 volts at 3 amps. So that'd be an output of about 27 watts. And then, of course, the wireless, the Qi 2, is a 15 watt max going out that MagSafe charging. So let's go ahead and open this up and see what comes inside, and then we'll do some tests on it. All right, so here it is, and I happen to get it in a green color. I thought that looked kind of neat. I think they have a couple different color choices that you can pick from, and it came with a 2-foot USB-C to USB-C cable. Now, as we look around the device itself, of course, this is the magnetic side. This is going to be the kickstand side. We've got the smart display here with a button that we'll check out. And then we've got a USB-C connector here, which must be both an input and an output. So an input, obviously, to charge, and then an output maybe if you need to charge a different type of device than just wireless. Maybe you can use this as a portable power bank also. So if that's the case, that's pretty cool. Serving kind of a dual purpose, charge up your tablet, charge up your phone, kind of dual purpose. Build quality is really nice. It's got a good finish on it. This kickstand is all metal. I'm sure it'll hold up nice. Yeah, it's got a nice strong hinge here, so that'll hold your phone up no problem. And it showed the phone being held both in portrait and landscape mode, and the pictures, we'll test that out. But let's take a look at this display real quick. I'm guessing if I just push this button, it'll tell me what the percentage is. Yep, and there it is, 67%. Nice high definition display there. No silly little 4 bars that show, 4 little dots that show what percentage it is. This is going to tell you exactly what the percentage is. And that's, I think, the #1 feature that I like about this one. And as far as I was making fun of it being small in size, I mean, it's not that much bigger than this one, which is only 5,000 milliamp hours. So a little bit thicker. About the same height. Similar weight. This one's obviously heavier. But yeah, for being twice the capacity, it is fairly compact. So I guess the first thing I want to do is test the charging speed going into this thing. So let me set up a little charging cable and we'll take a look at that. Alright, so I've got this hooked up to a desktop charger, also made by Anker, and I've got a little power meter in between there. It's showing about 8.5 volts. About 2 amps going in, so it is charging about pretty close to 18 watts going in. And I think the charging speed on the box said it could go up to 9 volts at 2.2 amps, so it's fairly close to that. So it could be something to do with the charge state, how charged this is, or the temperature of the batteries, or several other factors, or it could just be a calibration difference between this cheap little power meter and whatever they use to test it at Anker. But my desktop charger is showing about 18.8 watts coming out of it. So yes, you're going to lose a little bit over the cable, but I would say that this is pretty good at, pretty darn close to what the specs say. Now let's look at this screen now. We've got a charging indicator flashing there inside the circle. We got the percentage or the state of charge. And then it looks like we've got a little timer showing us how long it'll take to charge this thing all the way up. And that's really nice. I didn't know that was going to be there. But it looks like about an hour from now, this thing could be fully charged. So that's always good if you're going out the door and you want to top this thing off before you leave. It'll give you a good indication of how quick that's going to happen. So next up, let's go ahead and test the output of this. So let me go grab something to charge and I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm using the same cable going through the same little power meter. I'm going here to an iPad Pro because I figured it would draw the most power out of any of my Apple devices before we get up into like a MacBook Air or something. But it looks like we're pulling about 25 watts out, which is of course going to vary by the state of charge of this and what it's doing, if the screen's on or the screen's off, how much it's asking for. But 25 watts of charging, that's pretty good. And let's take a look at the display again. And yes, now we show that it is outputting. So we got a little blue arrow there, and it's showing how much time it's got left. So that 52 minutes, I guess, is how long it will continue to charge at this 25 watt rate. So that screen is definitely becoming my favorite feature of this device. So next up, let's go ahead and grab an iPhone and slap it onto the back of it with the magnets and see how well that works. Alright, so next up we're going to test this thing out with this little built-in stand here and the magnetic charging. So let's go ahead and grab, I've got an iPhone 14 Pro. I'm just going to slap that on here. And wow, it just grabbed right on. So it has a nice strong magnet to it. And unfortunately my phone is mostly charged, so it's not going to be charging anything super fast. But yeah, that's a pretty strong magnet. That's looking pretty good. On the side here, it does show, again, the state of charge and an approximation of how long it'll charge up your battery for. Of course, I'm probably not grabbing that much power from it, but it showed it can go both horizontal, that's nifty, never seen that before, or vertical, and it looks like it will latch on pretty easily in both of those configurations. There's a little dead zone in the middle where it's not quite as strong, and then it gets strong again. But yeah, absolutely. Everything that it says that it can definitely do. I'm really impressed with the screen and how much information it gives you on a tiny little screen. And you can turn that on or off with the click of a button. And I'm sure it times out after a couple seconds anyways. But yeah, very impressed. So there you have it. What do you think? With a name like Anker, you can't go wrong with chargers and batteries. They are the #1 mobile charging brand. And I've reviewed a bunch of their stuff. I love everything that I've tested from them. And I think this portable battery bank / wireless charger is just another great example. But let me know if you have any questions. Go ahead and drop those down in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer them. I hope you got something out of this video. If you did, I appreciate a thumbs up. That helps out the channel. Go ahead and check out the rest of the channel. Like I said, I've got other Anker products I've tested. I've got other charging products that I've tested. And just basically anything else geeky. But that's going to wrap it up for this one. I thank you as always for watching. And until next time, peace out and geek out.